And in continuing to take in yesterday's events, we are once again reminded of the importance that should be placed on having some grace with ourselves, with one another, by better addressing and protecting mental health.
Yeah, to that end, we have Christy Phillips joining us now live. She is the Executive Director of Family Counseling Service in Corpus Christi, a group, by the way, that for 80 years has helped people deal with difficult times. And Christy, thanks so much for being here. It is a myth, I think, to believe that we can see and hear the ugliness that's come across our television and phone screens over the last day and a half and not be affected by that. Would you agree?
Most definitely. It's really difficult to not be affected in some way about such horrific events, especially so close to home.
For sure. And you know, those with children in their families, they may be wondering now how to help them cope with such tragic events. So how can we help kids? And are there things that we should be looking for that can tell us how they are dealing with all of this?
Sure. I think the most important thing is to be willing to be direct with them and to talk to them. Don't wait for your kids to bring it up because most likely, regardless of their age, they've heard something along the lines, even the youngest ones, of what has happened in Uvalde. So go to them and talk to them about, do they have any questions? How are they feeling? And then just be willing to listen is the most important thing. And it's also okay to know that as a parent, you can express your own sadness about the situation. It's important that we be able to model those kinds of things as adults so that we can also provide empathy and teach our kids empathy in the situation as well. As far as what to look for in our kids, you really want to pay attention to, are there things like their sleeping patterns changing? Are they avoiding doing things they would normally avoid? Extra irritability? Are their eating patterns changing? Are they, I said earlier, whether or not they're avoiding something, but also whether are they becoming preoccupied with anything else, especially maybe things that are coming on the news. Those are all really telltale signs to look for, and just really important to keep an open door with your kids and let them know that you're there to listen.
Hey, Christy, in just the little time we've got left here, I want to ask you about this. You know, I think sadly we hear so often about horrific events like this that some folks may no longer even have a reaction. Is that a cause for worry?
Absolutely. I think that when that happens, you know, we become numb to all the difficult things that we are dealing with in the last few years and currently. It's definitely a problem when we don't have a sense of compassion or empathy in a situation like this. And if that's the case, then I'd really encourage somebody to seek out some help and support, whether it be through professional counseling, spiritual guidance, trusted loved ones.
All right, Christy, that is our time for right now, but we do want to express our gratitude and thanks for the work that you do, especially during this time, and for making time for us in our interview. So
yeah,
we really appreciate it.
And again, bottom line here, if you need help, as Christy said, reach out and get that help. Thanks so much, Christy.
Thank you.